being named after a law is a truly big honor, and definitely when you are alive to see it.
Yes, God.
Mostly people die and don't get to be here because, sometimes when a bill is passed, the person is dead. May the people who've been named after bills and they gone not to see it, may their souls rest in peace. But, random people like me who get to see it, it's an honor. Because you mostly don't hear of a person being alive and being named after a bill. So being alive and being named after a law is such a true honor. And I pray that every single day it will inspire many people who look like me with a disability to know you can have a law named after you. And you can be the person you want to be and never stop. And I pray that this law will not only, when my time comes, I pray it will inspire many people like me who have autism, who have a disability, to know you can chase your dreams, and that people with autism do win, and that we always the winners, and that I would never thought this would happen to me. And the fact that my mother is here to see it is a big honor. It's a big honor, and being in my and truly having my dad's last name with it, who passed away this year sadly. May his soul rest in peace. We love you, Ski. And the last name Grantham will be attached to it. It's gonna be his legacy and part of my legacy because that last name will be there forever to come.
When Mr. George Floyd was killed, I realized that I have an African-American son with an invisible disability. Should he be stopped by law enforcement, that could possibly be very concerning. So I decided to have a conversation with Eric, and I set him down in our dining room and created a scenario. And I said, Eric, what if me and your friends' mothers took you guys to the movies and something breaks out in the movie theater? And it's not you guys, but the police are called, and the police come to you guys, you and your friends, and they're speaking in an authoritative voice, and it's kind of dark in there, so they have the flashlights going. They're speaking in an authoritative voice. Put your hands up. I said, put your hands up. Don't reach for your phone. That could be dangerous. Yell out, I have autism. Yell out my number. Yell out, someone call my mom. So Eric started to cry. He said, Mom, I could do that, but the police would shoot my friends that have autism because they respond differently from him. They're all different on the spectrum, and he felt that they would run or become very, very scared and not be able to follow the commands. At that point, he was crying, and he said, Mom, we got to do something, and we got to do something now with such urgency. And he came to me a few weeks later. He said, Mom, I have an idea. I would like to put something on Maryland State IDs that will let the police know that my friends and I have autism so they won't hurt us. And I said, that's a great idea. So Eric is a person that loves politics and loves God. And he came to me a little while after that and said, Mom, can you take me to Congress? I would like to talk with the House Speaker at that time was Miss Nancy Pelosi about some laws that could help me and my friends to be safe. And I said, Eric, I'm so proud of you. I'm going to do my best to get you there. So we wound up meeting with Aisha Braveboy first.
And then Senator Kristen Holmes.
She was the state's attorney at that point. And we met with her to discuss Eric's idea. And then we met with Senator Chris Van Hollen, who appointed his legislative aide to help write the proposal for us to present to our Maryland State Senator, Senator Will C. Smith. At that point, we met with Senator Smith, and he was excited to write the bill for Eric's ID law. And the first year, the bill didn't move. And the bill didn't move because we had several opposers in the state of Maryland who did not want this law to happen. This is a voluntary selection, this law, just like you choose donor or glasses on your ID. But the opposers, they there are several different disability organizations in the state of Maryland who are predominantly Caucasian groups that did not want this bill to happen. And their reasoning was they felt that it was labeling. Mm-hmm. They felt that if a person becomes 18, it would be hard for them to remove it off of their ID. If they wanted to remove it, car insurance would go up. Mm-hmm. As we addressed some of their concerns.
And targeting.
I'm sorry?
And targeting.
Targeting, absolutely. They saw it as labeling. We see it as saving a life because it's been a whole different type of outcome for people of color who are being stopped by law enforcement. To address the car insurance issue, that's not an issue. Your car insurance will not even come into this at all. Your medical records are not addressed at all. And being able to remove it, you can remove it anytime you want. And so the bill didn't move. At this point, we winded up having Delegate Janelle Wilkins, who is the chairwoman of the Black Caucus of Maryland, the largest Black caucus, and Delegate Kim Taylor, co-sponsor the bill, along with Senator Will C. Smith. And this team, I have to tell you, did an amazing job to make sure that these issues were addressed by the opposers. They did an amazing job of getting this bill passed, period. And as time went on, Eric and I were invited on to The View with Miss Whoopi Goldberg, and we were invited on to the Sherry Shepherd show, where we received over 1 million views and comments on Sherry Shepherd's Instagram page asking us to make this a federal law, a national law, because people are concerned for their loved ones everywhere else in the world. And so we are working on that. At this point, I'm going to turn it over to Eric and let him tell you all about his law. And you want to share what it looks like and everything?
So if you see the flyer right here, that's the butterfly logo. The butterfly actually represents hope, peace, freedom, and change. And the side of the butterfly is the wings that represent for all hidden disabilities. And the butterfly represent, I hope I wasn't fast, hope, peace, freedom, and change. And like I said, the wings inside the colors that represent for all hidden disabilities. And so we have a talk with NVA not that long ago, and they said, sadly, because the ID is already copied, and the only thing that's color is the Maryland flag, and I think that is it. And so it's already copied. So everything in the license in the state of Maryland is black. So they would use a black butterfly. But we don't care because the butterfly will still represent Eric's ID law, and every Maryland lawmaker know about the butterfly. Mm-hmm. And so we are totally grateful for that. And so Eric's ID law is putting a non-apparent disability on the driver's license in the state of Maryland. And Maryland is the first state to ever adopt something with law enforcement. All law enforcement in the state of Maryland will have the same exact training under Eric's ID law. So they will be trained to see that butterfly on the driver's license. The Maryland Police Training and Standards Commission will be operating all law enforcement agencies in the state of Maryland, and they will be going around every agency in the state of Maryland to train the officers on this logo and how to interact with people with a hidden disability on seeing that license. So they will know that person might need help with something. Mm-hmm. They will know that they are not listening to them, because some people with disabilities are 10 times to be stopped by law enforcement than a normal person without a disability. And so Eric's ID law will be a next step forwards. It will be a helping tool for many loved ones who have a person in their family with a disability. And the weirdest thing that we were heard that many of the lawmakers in the state of Maryland had was that law enforcement have never supported a bill like this before. They said every law enforcement we have talked to said this is a no-brainer. This will help us and the first responders, and they never saw nothing like that because mostly law enforcement will oppose bills, but they didn't want to oppose this bill. They said this is a bill that we support. The delegates and senators told us it's rare for a bill to get passed in over 2 years. They have never seen nothing like this before, for a bill to get this much support. And it mostly take 5 to 7, sometimes 12 years to get a bill done. But it only took us 2, and that was the surprising part that the lawmakers was surprised of. They never seen nothing like this before, and it's rare to get all this support for a bill.
Right, that's what they said.
For a law.
Well, like I always say,
it's nothing but God.
It's nothing but God. The whole thing, the way all of this has happened, the people who have come in the path to support this bill, we have had quite a few closed-door sessions with people we are not allowed to discuss, but people who sit in very big positions in Congress and things like that, who have actually said to Eric and I that because you are a brown person and your name is attached to this law, this is the problem. And they've told Eric and I, keep going, don't stop, just keep going. This is such a wonderful thing that you're doing, helping to save lives for people like you and others in the world who have invisible disabilities like autism, mental health, hearing impaired, bipolar, brain injury, dementia. Is so many invisible disabilities. A person can walk into their MVA or they can do it online to ask to get this added to their ID at no cost.
And no medical record documents would not be shown.
Right.
Because that was the number one thing about the opposers. They didn't want their
medical
records to be exposed because they were scared if the government would track them or anything like that. What is going on with people with disabilities these days now? Oof.
It's been amazing.
Yeah.
We have people reaching out from everywhere about this law, asking us to help bring it there to them. Families sharing their stories. We have, I've actually referred a lot of families over to Deborah Martin, who is a very strong advocate for people with autism and families who have children or loved ones with autism or other disabilities. Deborah Martin is Eric's advocate ever since he was 5 years old. She is absolutely incredible. She goes to different schools and she fights for the kids that have autism and what they may need in the school, their IEPs or whatever the case may be. She also helps with, she's also a retired psychologist, school psychologist. But we kind of joke about her. We call her John Wayne.
People probably don't know
of
who
autism.
That is.
If people know who John Wayne is, a lot of people probably don't know because he's an old, very old cowboy back in the day. I was a little girl. And he was always in these Western movies with his 2 guns and, cowboy fights, but he would always win. So we call her John Wayne because she always wins when it comes to these kids, and she gives her heart like they're her children. So she's a very strong advocate in the community here in the state of Maryland. She also practiced in other states. So, yeah, we definitely refer a lot of families to Deborah. We get a lot of letters and emails about, I need help for my child that's autistic.
In this state.
Or my son or daughter has been stopped by the police. I'm afraid. I don't know what to do. Can you and Eric come to our state and talk about it? Can you and Eric, virtually come to our meetings? Eric and I are always going somewhere, meeting about Eric's ID law.
And not only that, school.
Yeah.
Board member.
A lot of that.
Yes. Whole lot of that, but it's worth it though.
It is. God has blessed you in this way.
God bless me.
Yes.
Woke up one day and said, boom.
And look at the Lord. He gets it all. He gets the glory.
That's why I'm going to school for preaching, right?
Yeah. My hope is that law enforcement will see this butterfly, understand that you're interacting with somebody who has an invisible disability. Please don't hurt, harm, or kill them. Approach it from a different perspective. Maybe instead of shooting them in the head, if you have to shoot them, maybe shoot them in the foot or the leg. I don't know, but whatever it would take to keep you from killing these people that have these invisible disabilities, because they're not going to respond in the sense of the command that the police would give the way that someone who doesn't have it would respond. So my hope is that Eric's ID law would save many lives. What's your hope?
You said the same thing I said.
Oh, okay.
Like my mom said, I pray that when first responders and law enforcement will stop the person, they will see that butterfly, and they will be like, okay, this person might have a disability, and they might have autism, Asperger's, bipolar, anything, and they have a hidden disability. So let's be careful on communicating with this person. So I pray that they will know this person might not like to be touched, or they might have nonverbal. That means they can't speak, or they like to be. And sometimes, people with autism, they love to touch people. And some people with autism don't like to be touched with their sensory, like me. I don't like to be touched sometimes.
Right.
And, and people who are nonverbal, those are the most concerning people. And so, and definitely people who have Down syndrome, nonverbal at the same time. So, if they will know that person might have a hidden disability, I pray it will help. I pray it will help so much law enforcement. It will just help them so much. And I hope it will help people with hidden disabilities and loved ones and people who wanted to know that you feel safe, that you will be safe when if you ever get stopped by law enforcement, you would just show them that that butterfly, and you can just tell them if you want to, I have a hidden disability. And that you can speak for yourself, and that Eric's ID law will be a voice for many others for a long time. And I pray that it will save so many millions and millions of Marylanders around the state, and hopefully billions of people around the world when we get it done in other states, and probably the whole world. And so I pray it will be an answer for many people. And so, and not only for law enforcement, for everybody. And so I pray it will help so many people. And I pray Eric's ID law will be that answer for so many others. Support is like using your voice, spreading the word, going to talk to different people about it. Like me and my mom, we talked to many lawmakers in the committees that I was going to be in, talked to the committee members, the delegate, the House, the senators, the delegates, about it. So before the session started, they would know about what Eric's ID law is. And talking to all those committee members and spreading it, going on news channels, going on articles, and I feel like that is support. And people who say they're going to support, and they do, that's how I feel like support is.
Also, people can write letters and address them. Send them to us as well, but you can also send them to your representatives. But we have an email that you can send everything to, which is ericsidlaw@gmail.com, ericsidlaw@gmail.com. We welcome those letters of support so that we can continue to get those over to our delegates and senator. Even though the bill has still passed, it'll still help us to move the bill forward. So because because when you use your voice, it matters. Oh yeah.
Because when you use when you use your voice, it's going to be answers.
Absolutely.
The answers will be there.
Absolutely.
What do that quote always say? When we fight, we win.
We are moving this state to state.
Yeah.
Now that it's passed here in the state of Maryland, we are moving it state to state. So we are working closely with Communication Workers of America, CWA, which is a union-based organization. They have locations a lot of places in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And we've been working closely with a young lady by the name of Miss Yvonne Wilkins of CWA, and Mr. Claude Cummings, who is the CEO of CWA. Miss Wilkins, Vonda, she has been so instrumental and supportive of Eric's ID law. And so what they're doing is they are contacting their offices in different states and having them to support Eric's ID law in those states. And they have petition goings and all kind of great things happening. So we met with Alabama, Georgia, Arizona,
Delaware, California.
We're working with California, and we're trying to get to New York now.
Yeah.
To get Eric's ID law there.
And so many others. Because 30 states have done this so far, including D.C. and Virginia have something. But 33
states.
Eric's ID law. It's not Eric's ID law, but these 30 states already have something.
Yeah.
They might have used a code. They might use an autism puzzle. They might use different. But the piece is they don't have that amendment where law enforcement will be trained.
Right.
But we are going to go for the states that don't have something yet.
Right.
And so we are looking forward to that. And so we keep on going to do the fight.
One of Eric's missions too is to get this butterfly not only on the IDs, but not only the Maryland State ID, but every ID, college IDs, Costco cards, wherever you have to present something. I think it's important that if you are in the community and you need assistance, it would be important for the people that work there to know that you have an invisible disability, you may need assistance. So, for example, if Eric had this and it was on a lanyard or, a little small card or something at the library, and he could put this on, the people in the library would know he has on the Eric's ID card, he needs assistance. So they would automatically know to come over and assist him with whatever it is he needs. Same thing for the grocery stores and everywhere else in the world. So we're also fighting for that as well.
If you see this flyer, we are happy to announce that Delegate Wilkins, Delegate Kim Taylor, and Senator Will C. Smith is calling for a press conference on October 1st, 2025. That will be the day when Eric's ID law will officially become effective in the state of Maryland only. And so NVA agreed that I will be the first person to receive the butterfly on my ID. And so we are super, super excited. It will be at the Maryland Vehicle Administration at YO Branch, Maryland, near Silver Spring, Maryland, at 2131 Industrial Parkway, Silver Spring, Maryland. So we hope that you all can come. And if you have loved ones or you have loved ones, or you even want to get it for yourself, you can come and get it on that same day.
Yeah.
Please get there early because a lot of people are coming. Yes. It's going to be a lot of press conference. It's going to be a lot of media and so many people coming. A
lot of politicians.
A lot of elected officials in the state of Maryland, and people from other states are going to come to see this special moment. So we thank you.
Yeah, because we also have a representative from Delaware who's going to sponsor Eric's ID law in Delaware to get that bill passed. He's supposed to attend, so it's going to be wonderful to meet him and hear about all that he's doing with Eric's ID law in Delaware as well.
Yeah.
So we're excited about that too.
Sometimes your experience and it's going to help impact the world. I never thought Eric's ID law was going to get this big. Never thought we were going to be on Sherry Shepherd. Thought we'd never be on The View with Ms. Whoopi Goldberg. Never thought we were going to meet all these powerful people. And we still meet more powerful people.
Yes, we are. We want to just thank every person who has supported Eric's ID law. It's been so many people around the world who have supported this law. And so we just want to say thank you so much. absolutely want to give God the honor and the praise, because without him, it wouldn't be this. Right?
Yeah, I just want to say thank you to all the people. You know who. Yeah, I hope everybody know who I'm talking about. You know, I would love to say your name, but it's gonna be all night.
Yes.
Let's just say every person's name.
Yes.
I just want to thank everybody who used their voices, who has spread the word, who have invited us to TV shows, who have invited us on news articles, everything. The fight is not done. We might have got it done in Maryland, but the fight ain't finished yet. And so we are totally grateful. And I just want to say thank you to may God be the glory, because he is the reason why all this has happened. So I give him all the glory and the praise, and thank you to my mother who have worked so hard on this law. So thank you, Mom, for that.
No,
and thank you for
babe,
everything.
For the idea. Thank you for the idea.
And thank you to God.
Yeah. And the last thing I want to say is perhaps you have a podcast, or perhaps you know somebody that has some type of platform. We need to get the word out. Please invite us there. We would love to come and talk about it.